Good morning, everybody. I was on mute. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Ask the Shaman. I'm your friendly neighborhood shaman, Anthony Golden Sunshine, Antonio Corriente, at your service. In these shows, what we like to do is open up the floor for questions and comments. Now, that's kind of the topics I use to mainly discuss what we do on the show. So what I would like you to do is, if you're just coming in, drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. Drop in. Hopefully you have a question. Maybe you have a question. These questions can range pretty much from everything. I don't know all the answers, but we could at least, at the very minimum, get you moving in a new direction of possibility and potential, because that's really what it comes down to. All of us at some point or another, may feel stuck, might get stuck on our journey or stuck in life. And that's okay. Whenever you feel stuck, that's usually because you have to make a new decision. Okay. It's not that you're actually stuck. It's that you're agreeing to a current condition in which you're not allowing yourself to see past. So possibility is really, really important. Possibility, allowing possibility into your life. Because with possibility, that opens up potential possibility for you to grow. And then also more from like a quantum perspective, more potential in the field. The field being the one field, living energy. And that's something else that just came up. The one field. Check that out. That's on YouTube. It's a video. It's a couple hours long. It's like 2 hours long, but it's very informative. They talk a lot about energy. They're measuring people with energy and things like that. It's really something. I actually want to get in touch with these people, and I'd like for them to test me or have me on and work with them. I really want to work with these people. I feel like it could be very much an asset to the scientific exploration of consciousness. So that's something I'm opening up into the world. I would like for that to happen. That would be great. Okay, so nobody's commenting yet. Comment. Let me, I should make a banner. That's what I should do. Create a banner. What should the question on my banner say? For the couple of you that are watching right now, could you please give me an idea of what I could put on my banner to get people to engage with questions? What do you think would be a good way to do that? And while I'll wait for somebody to share that with me, I'm going to talk about the online classes that we have. So we have 3 online class groups every week. And the first one is meditation. So it's like a really powerful form of meditation to do in a group. And then also you'll learn new ways of meditation. I show some different ways of meditation. So even if you're a seasoned meditator, showing up in these places can be very beneficial to adding to your energy field, compounding your energy. Very, very, very awesome. So check out the meditation group. And then the other group we have during the week is manifestation. Another beautiful art that I love to share that energy with, to help people become better and more proficient manifestors. I mean, the thing is you're always manifesting. Your life is always a manifestation of your vibration of what's happening. So we can help each other to really learn. And a few groups that we've had already so far, they've been far out. I've learned so much, and I know that everyone else in the group has as well. And then the third group is breath work. So we'll be doing a breath work group, and that's tonight. That's tonight at 7. And in there, we'll be working on breath work, but we'll also be working on mindset. Okay. So we'll be working tonight with the breath. The breath is super important. Okay. And I have some points here that I would share with you all about breathing. It's just a really powerful tool for wellness. Okay. If you want to be well, that means feel good from the inside out. You have to start from the inside out. And this means training your nervous system in a really simple way. Meditation and manifestation are also training your neural circuits. They're getting to use your mind in a different way. Meditation is you're slowing everything down, you're releasing. Maybe we're going on a guided journey. Manifestation is more using that powerful imagination to create a picture internally of what it is you really want. And then what we do is we do some exercises to transform that raw material, which is the first layer of energy, is the vision or idea of what you want to manifest, and turning that into a feeling. That's the alchemy. Taking one form of energy and turning it into the next. And then we go steps further. We embody it, and then we radiate it. So there's more steps. And that's really what manifestation is at its base, because everything is frequency, everything is vibration, is allowing yourself to be able to move into the vibrational state of that you wish to manifest. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. If everything is made out of frequency and there's something you would like to bring into your reality, what you have to do is match the frequency of it being here already. And you've probably heard this has been talked about in many spiritual teachings and everything. This is a big way that Joe Dispenza does his work, is putting the emotion before the action. Okay. How does it feel? So for some people, for me, when I was very unhealthy, what I would work at in my manifestation would be creating a mind. What would it be like if I could breathe again? What would it be like if I could run up some stairs and not nearly die or fall over? What would that be like? How would that feel? And then by taking that mind, asking that question and taking that mindset, I was able to, over time, be able to become that, right? I'd be able to feel what it would feel like. I still couldn't breathe, but I could create a mental picture of this version of me that was happy and healthy and strong, So that's kind of how I manifested health and many other things, because I never knew, like I said, you're always manifesting. The reality in which you are perceiving right now is a direct reflection of your vibration. Plain and simple. I can't make it any more simple. Let me jump over to the comments. My brother Nardu is here. Nardu! Hi, brother. I only caught the end of Soar yesterday. I find the Inca Empire very interesting. I'm going to watch it today. Cool. So that was like part 1, where we talked, about the empire itself. And that probably could even go into more episodes. Zane can just bring in information. He can channel information. Like, he's got a brilliant mind and a brilliant channel. So yeah, yesterday you'll hear a lot about the Taiwantinsuyu is another way of the Inca Empire. That means the 4 corners, or the four countries, in a way, 4 powers that come into one. But yeah, the Inca Empire is absolutely amazing. I mean, to think that in a short period of time, really, it was about 200 years total was the length of most of it, but they made huge leaps in about a 90 to 100 year span of especially like roads and architecture and government that worked really well. And then also just the consciousness of people. Everybody was there helping each other. Nobody was forced into the Inca Empire. Everybody came there because of what they were doing. So really far out. And then so the next episode, we're going to go more into the Inca, the traditional religion of the Inca, which has many different names. Again, you know, my perceptions as being a shamanic priest of this tradition, of the Paqo Kuna tradition of the Kara Nation, I don't, language is a thing, right? You know, so I don't like to ascribe the word religion to it because I think it makes a misinterpretation from the westernized mind because of what we've been kind of taught what religions are. It's actually, to me, like the opposite of religion because it allows you, the Paqo Kuna tradition has allowed me to expand vastly spiritually without being told what it is I must do. I mean, because the primary teachings are first, which is a misinterpretation in the Western world. They say animism, which sounds like you're turning everything into an animal or it's animated. Well, it isn't. Not really. Not animated in a physical sense, but everything is alive cellularly and even deeper energetically. And that's the whole awareness, is that everything is alive. I've translated everything is alive more to all is one living energy without separation. Okay, so I have my own understandings of the knowledge of what is passed down, and that's how I like to pass it down. I pass it down through the way it's been interpreted in this vessel, the way that the Creator has intended for me to move information. So it's really just kind of a core belief system that helps us connect energetically into nature. That's why it's called nature mysticism. And again, nature may be a misunderstanding too, because for most people, nature means you're going out into the woods. Nature is everything without separation. And that's where it comes to non-dual. We live in a dualistic world, but we don't have to live in a dualistic mind. And I think that's one of the primary things that I pick up through the tradition. Nardu says, when I went to sleep last night, I had the thoughts of finding you. I don't remember how it went, but I woke up like I fell into my bed from 10 feet up. I tried to relax and remember. Nothing yet. Awesome, man. Keep practicing. You'll find me. I have this feeling. As soon as you said that, I feel like you're going to probably find me. I have found some other people. So it could happen. The thing is you just keep with that intention. Your intention is what drives all energy. Okay, so just keep the intention going. Okay, so I am still waiting for a topic or a question. So please, at any time. So, you know, this is about holistic health and wellness at its deepest level. So if you have some sort of issue going on, you have a question, a holistic question, you have a question about health or fitness or life, talk about life. Let's talk about life. What's going on in your life? And we can add some energy into those things. So I'm going to talk a bit about breathing, because breathing is something really important in the practices that I teach, primarily because of its benefits. There's huge benefits, particularly connectivity neurologically in the vessel. But diaphragmatic breathing, often referred to as deep breathing or abdominal breathing, involves fully engaging the stomach, abdominal muscles, and diaphragm when breathing. This practice offers several multiple, simple yet profound benefits. Okay. Simple yet profound. Okay. So the first thing we're talking about here is fully engaging the stomach and abdominal muscles. So when I first started breathing using breathwork techniques, I couldn't breathe too well because I was at about high 40% lung function, like 48% lung function. So I didn't have much ability to breathe. So I had to go pretty slow. And what I noticed was, as I breathe like most people do, when I take in, so you can find out, okay, if you want to find out what your breathing pattern looks like, I don't want you to think about it. I just want you to take in a quick, big breath. Take in a big breath. Hold your breath and release. And again, take in a quick breath. Where'd the air go? Release. One more deep breath. Where'd the air go? So what you're doing is you're paying attention to where the air went in your body. When most people first start doing that, you take in that deep breath, the tummy goes in and the chest and shoulders get big. Like this. Tummy goes in, you suck in tummy and shoulders get big. So that's reverse. That's called an inverted breathing pattern. You're not using the diaphragm. That diaphragm is like a umbrella-shaped muscle that's in the rib cage right here. And so what that does first is it separates your gut organs from your upper chest cavity organs. And it's also the primary muscle responsible for your breathing. What we want to do is use our intention when we use our breath, especially when it's intentional breathing, to use the diaphragm. So this means using your mind's eye to help you as you breathe. And so a cue is putting your hands on your belly, like up here. Just, you can be down to navel, but I like to be just a little bit higher. And so what I'm doing is I'm making a connection with my hands to my belly. Like I usually close my eyes, I feel my belly. And then what I do is I slowly like to breathe in through my nose and try to breathe into my hands. And now this might be difficult at first if you have an inverted breathing pattern. You're going to have to retrain the nervous system, which is the idea, right? Retraining neurology. Hands on the belly. Begin to breathe in and let the hands rise. And the hands rise as you fill up your belly. And as you exhale, the belly goes in. So you're pushing down and out. You're pushing the lungs down and away. Down and away, and then up and in. Pull your belly in. So I kind of flex my abdominal muscles and pull it in, and then I push it out. And I pull it in. So you practice this for a while, pushing the diaphragm down and away as you inhale, and up and in as you inhale. Okay, down and away, up and in, down and away, up and in, down and away, up and in. Focus on that diaphragm. Push it down and away. That's it. Use your mind's eye. Connect. This is how it feels inside of me. Just how my hands look. 3 more. Once more. And just relax. So just even that little bit of breathing, if we're moving your diaphragm, I can feel the tingling in my head. I can feel more fluid up into my head. I can feel the fluid flowing into my head. And that's like a major thing about diaphragmatic breath is you're moving blood, lymph, and cerebrospinal fluid, the waters of the body. You're moving them, circulating, and most importantly, up the spinal column. Okay. So what does this do? In the long term, in like a Buddhist kind of term, this will slowly begin to awakening your vertical column of light, or in Buddhist terms is kundalini. Okay. Lots of people get hung up on the word. It sounds fun. They have ideas of what it should be, and usually it's just way off. What it really is fluid dynamics in the body. Fluid carries energy. Fluid has all the energy. So your blood, your lymph, cerebrospinal fluid, even your interstitial fluid in your body. So when you start breathing, expanding those lungs nice and big, you're actually creating a pumping action. And then there's other exercise you can do to get more pumping, actually, as you're breathing in, squeezing from the tailbone to the scalp. As you exhale, let down to the tailbone and squeeze from your tailbone to your scalp. And then down. There it is. Just 2 breaths like that are already starting to move into a different state. And it can go pretty far. I wear T-shirts that say, get high on your own supply. Because when you get really good at using that diaphragm and oxygenating, you get a high that drugs cannot touch. Everything's in you. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Brianna. Jill says, letting go of drama. I create my brain based on the drama going on around me, directed at me. Letting go of drama. Well, that's not easy all the time. And it's not supposed to be. I guess the first question is why do I give it my attention? I guess that's where I would start in my own self. Um, I don't give much attention to drama anymore. I used to love drama. It was like attention or something. I really enjoyed it. So I guess what it really comes down to is if you find yourself keep getting pulled into drama, uh, you know, and your brain starts to create drama, why are you choosing it? And, just being really gentle with the question. When I always ask people to point question at themselves, so I don't mean to point them at yourself like a loaded gun. I mean to gently pose the question. And what I like to do is use nice words like perhaps. Okay. And what you can do is you can connect to your higher mind and you can begin to ask yourself the question. And there are going to be questions that you don't like. So you're going to be like, perhaps I like the drama. And then you can sit there and think about that statement. How does it make you feel? Do I like the drama? Is there something about it I like? Because I keep doing it. Because usually when we keep doing something, it's because there's something we like about it or we feel safe about. Not necessarily that we enjoy it. Because plenty of us repeat cycles that we don't enjoy. I know I have. I'm sure I still do. I'm just not aware of them. That's the thing about ascension. It's not linear, and there is no end. I'm never going to tell you like, hey, there's going to be an end to your challenges. It doesn't matter how enlightened you become. You're still going to have to chop wood and do laundry. So there's going to be things that happen, but you may be able to chop wood mindfully and make it like a ceremony. Same with laundry. I find myself, so this is something I've just taught myself to do, is essentially what Zane calls living sacredly. Okay. I try to find the beauty in everything around me. Everything I do, I can turn into a beautiful ceremony. Everything. I've talked about this before, even brushing your teeth. Try that today. Try taking your time and brushing your teeth and treat it as a form of love to yourself. Okay. We have a big misunderstanding in the Western world of what making love is. We think it's sex. Well, it isn't. You can make love by being it, right? You can be loving to yourself with your toothbrush. That sounds insane, like make love with your toothbrush. That's why I don't say it that way, but that's what I mean. Creating a loving environment. You're creating energy. I put my toothpaste on my toothbrush. I look at my toothbrush and I'm grateful to it. Thank you for being here and helping me clean my teeth. And then I sit there and then I'm grateful to the invention of the toothbrush. I'm grateful to my toothpaste for cleaning my teeth. I'm grateful for my teeth. Thank you. Thank you for smiling at everyone. Thank you for helping me chew my food. Gratitude. Do you see what I'm saying? You can do that with absolutely anything in your life. But what this requires is for you to let go of your standard incessant thoughts, which isn't easy. This requires practice, and you're going to have to practice in the greatest way is through controlling your breath. Diaphragmatic breathing. Doing the practice is fantastic. Do the practice as much as you can, a practice of breath. But also your practice pours over into your normal life, just like meditation does. Okay. Just like manifestation does. These things aren't just things we do just in an event form. It's also something that happens just in your everyday life. If you can come into a meditative state and be cool in your breath. What happens is you begin to allow yourself to shift your attention and where it's going. Yeah. Good morning. Mary's here. I asked the question. You did. Oh, hold on. More. Let me get back up here. I missed some stuff. Queenie. Hi, Queenie. How are you today? How are you? Morning, Paqo people. How is all the beautiful people today? We're all wonderful. How are you? You're Paqo people too. When something outside of me needs to be resolved. Let's see. Letting go of drama directed at me when something outside of me needs resolved. Well, you can't really resolve anything outside of you so much, not until you resolve what's inside. It's happening in my inner circle, difficult to not pay attention. Right. I understand, but that's why it's there. Okay. So, it's happening in my inner circle. Well, it's not your inner circle. Your inner circle is inside of you. So you're meaning your inner circle of people. So yeah, it's just going to teach you about where to place your attention and how to react. People are going to choose other people's choices of drama don't have to become ours. That's kind of my job. I deal with people's problems and drama every day, and I just don't really let it become part of me or my reality, because I understand that they're having their own. Good morning, everyone. I was already there. Hi, Mary. Nardu says, with this drama, are you making the conscious decision to live in peace? When you start looking at the situation with the flow of peace and let the corrections happen. I think it's okay. I love to be in the mindset of peace, but it's inner peace. Yesterday, Sora was amazing. I learned a lot from the live stream. That was a really good live stream. I love the live streams we do with Zane. Jill says, I think integration is happening. The mind is having a difficult time letting go. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's lots of integration happening. And also you have to understand, as your frequency changes, those you're calling your inner circle, they are too. This does not mean you'll grow together. So that's something else you have to consider, is that there's a possibility, and a high possibility, that certain people in your life are going to kind of gravitate away. And that's painful. But part of our ascension process. Yes, I did meditation with gratitude this morning. It teaches us about attachment. Okay, so the gratitude's good. What I want you to look at, Jill, is attachment. Why do I have attachment? Do I need to have it? What about it makes me feel safe? I think that's a really good direction. Questioning for your higher self. Because questioning your higher self is just so important. Questions. Great questions. And thank you, Jill, for your questions. And thank you, Nardu, for your input. And thank you, everybody. And please ask more questions. I want to hear more questions or comments or concerns or something you'd like to talk about. Is there some metaphysical question you have? I sent something there. Somebody has something to ask about spirits or energy. The one energy or the one field. Check that out. Again, I'm going to tell you again, the one field is a show that I saw last night. I think it was YouTube, but I've never saw it before. And it came out sometime in December and it had some of my favorite people, including Greg Braden and Dr. Bruce Lipton. And so in this show that I watched last night, they pretty much covered, through different people, all of the things I talk about and I do. But what they're doing is they're finding scientific proof for it, for energy to be able to move through distance. Because that's what most people think, that I can't do healing from distance. Well, I do. I do it from here all the time. And if anybody's ever watched my show, you see me do distance healings for people. Your mind will go, what is that? Is that fake? Is that a trick? Is that magic? Well, I guess anything you don't understand or can see becomes magic in the mind. For me, it is not. For me, it is quantum physics. That's what it is. I understand that I'm part of an energy field. Then I have the ability to use myself as a vibrational conduit to be able to send energy and receive energy, frequency, information. We all have that ability. It's not just for me. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm helping as many people as possible open up to that awareness. It's not really easy. It's a hard job. But I like it. I really do like it. Let's see. Yeah. Jilly has a heart. A big heart you do, by the way. I am loving my now. I will pop back and listen to Soar later. I am finally feeling better. Well, I'm glad. I didn't know you were feeling bad. Whenever you're feeling bad, Queenie, don't be afraid to reach out, because Paqo's here to help you. And all of us need help. Hey, Grand Rising. I've been having some very powerful breathwork sessions in the past few weeks. Been doing a 1 hour transformative breathwork on YouTube. First time was kind of scary, but I've been revisiting the practice a little more gentle. Been experiencing some major trauma releases, uncontrollable shaking, hand cramps, and hot and cold. Wild stuff. What are your thoughts? Well, I'll tell you about my experience. I don't like to use my thoughts too much. I like to use the experience into my guidance channel. So 1 hour breathwork sessions are more geared towards emotional release. When I do those with people, I have groups where we'll do an hour, sometimes an hour and a half of straight, powerful type breathing. This really loosens up heavy energy in the body and gets things moving. I'm a breath shaman. So what I do is I incorporate the energy and spirit of the breath into the work we do. So anyone that's ever done like a breathwork session with me in a group, I do them online here, also in person. I also offer them as a personal service. So anyone that's done breathwork with me knows that I bring in a profound amount of energy in what we're doing as a shamanic priest. I bring that in. And what that can do is to create all kinds of things. So when you're talking about the uncontrollable shaking, this has to do with your nervous system. It's resetting. You're overloading parts of the nervous system, and that's shaking out what we call in our tradition, hucha, heavy energy or condensed light. The hand cramps. It's not really a cramp. It's called tetany. And what's happening is allow it to happen. Your hands may move into mudra. If you're not familiar with mudra, look up mudra, M-U-D-R-A. That'll help you. Your hands are attempting to move into mudra because certain ways your hands are positioned have to do with how your hands can take in energy and your field can take in energy. So you'll see there's different, your hands will try to move. I usually, when that starts happening, I let my hands move and I let them move into positions. Sometimes they're two different positions. And what happens is you can kind of play with that. You're playing with the energy around you using the fingers. Your hands have more nerve endings than pretty much the rest of your body. So you have a strong ability to have energy awareness in the hands. Hot and cold, totally normal, because you're affecting, when you're breathing and using the diaphragm, you're affecting the vagus nerve. So when you're attenuating the vagus nerve, for some people, they get freezing cold. And what is that? That's high frequency energy. Some people get really hot. What is that? Energy blockage. Okay, it would be like any sort of impedance in a circuit. What will it do? It'll create heat. So usually the generation of heat is impedance of the circuit. Feelings of cold or free flow in the circuit, high frequency energy. But also sometimes low frequency energy trapped in the lower chakra will also create heat. My recommendation to you is to begin to do smaller breathwork sessions multiple times a day. So 7 minutes. I like to put people into a 7 to 10 minute window to use that diaphragm, get everything moving, move along with your day. So I personally already started with one this morning. I wake up in the morning. I like to do some really slow breathing. So I'm coming in about a 4-second inhale and about an 8-second exhale. And a 4 inhale. Fill up the belly, long exhale, pull in the belly. Slow when I wake up. Midday, I do more of a balanced breath, like 4 or 5 in, 4 or 5 out. 4 or 5 in, 4 or 5 out. If I need energy for something, that's when I do more inhaling than exhale. So I strength train many days a week. And in between my sets, I slow breathe, allow my body to recover. Just before I get into my next working set, I speed up my breath. Big inhales, quick exhales, just letting go. See? And so right away, I can feel my body starting to energize. So those are like 3 primary ways to breathe is elongated exhale. If you elongate your exhale, you're training yourself how to be calm. Your nervous system and body equate especially a long sighing exhale. It's like a sigh of relief. And you can just release through your exhales, relieve all your tension. Breathe in air and just let everything go. And the more you train that, the more easy it becomes to just flow out. This also will help you fall right asleep. Relax, fall asleep. Long exhales. Also perfect for cold water immersions, keeping that self in the parasympathetic, the rest and digest mode of the nervous system. And then you also have your coffee breathing, your speed breathing. And that's where, well, that's the one that brings more energy. That's where you're doing more inhaling than exhaling. So strong inhales. Okay. And then also you want to use balance breathing when you just want to balance. That's just a balance. Okay. So there's many different ways. Visit my YouTube channel. There's lots of different breath works I have on there for you to try out. Oh, just in time. I walk away from drama and I don't hold space for it. That's the idea, the idea, because wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. If you're giving your attention, you have to find out why. Why am I choosing to put my attention there? And most of the time we don't like the answers, because what that does is point inward to ourselves and about something that we're not letting go of or allowing ourselves to grow through, because it means we got to let go of something usually. And that has to do with the identity. There's many layers to that. But the first step is, if you don't like something, take away its only power, your attention. I'm feeling so lightheaded when I got up. I was listening to Sleep Crystal Bowls and woken up lightheaded right now. Good, let it be. It's just light in your head. You said the words. Yes, life has changed. Where I would get upset at red light, I now give thanks for the time to reflect. Yeah, you can just look around. Can we get the same intense effect through nasal breathing? This 1 hour session is through the mouth. Oh, of course. I get much stronger connections. Yeah. So if I were you, I would just investigate other modes of breathing. Breathing in and out through the mouth, that will totally, if you have strong anxiety issues, it will put you in anxiety attack. So that's not for people that have high anxiety or are prone to anxiety attacks, because it will do that. It will overload that parasympathetic, or overload your sympathetic nervous system. When you breathe quickly, I don't know the cadence of the breath in which you're using, but I'm guessing if you're saying intense and it's through the mouth, or sometimes my through the mouth breathing sound more like, okay. Breathing through the mouth is more stimulating. It stimulates you more. Pump your tummy. That's lots of power. That's fire breathing right there. Okay. But yeah, so you can totally do it through your nose. Okay. And then also there's different ways to breathe. So different patterns elicit different neurological function. So the thing is most people don't really understand that too much, and they just kind of go into the breathing. It's something I do. But each form of breathing has its own like neurological standpoint. So what I would ask is what is your goals on your breath journey? And then I would kind of guide you into how you would use your breath to move into those goals. What's your goals? I primarily use breath work as a mode in which to train neurology, to train the nervous system. Okay. Because you don't observe reality, you observe a nervous system. And the breath, using the breath, is like the captain of the mind. It's training you how to control your state. Once you learn to master your breath, you have control over your mind. And that is invaluable. So let's talk about some benefits of diaphragmatic breathing, okay? It reduces stress. By activating the body's relaxation response, diaphragmatic breathing can reduce stress and create a sense of calm. Right. So just like I told you, it depends how you're breathing, though. Okay. It's not just any breath. You want to use the diaphragm, but to get the most relaxation, you want to extend your exhales. Try to make your exhale twice as long as your inhale. When using that diaphragm, fill up your belly. Fill up your belly. Very relaxing. I'm becoming so relaxed, I'm going to have to stop because otherwise I'm going to need to take a nap. Improve focus, okay? Deep breathing increases oxygen supply to your brain and stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes a state of calmness, helping you to focus better. Okay, so yeah, you're getting lots more oxygen to your blood in general. You're getting much more oxygen to the mitochondria in your cells. There's a big gas exchange that happens as you continue. You do 20, 30 breaths. And what happens is you've saturated your cells with oxygen. And that's usually where we do something called an apnea hold, where you're holding the breath. And while you're holding the breath, your body is beginning to use all of the oxygen and raising the carbon dioxide level in the blood. And that's what tells you to breathe. It's not lack of oxygen. It's a rise in carbon dioxide. That's really what tells us to breathe. And that's another kind of form of learning how to breathe is carbon dioxide tolerance. How long can you go in between breaths? The whole idea really in the studies, what it shows is if you can slow your breath pattern down, this leads to improved heart rate variability, connection to the vagal tone in the gut. It creates a connection in this vertical column of energy in the body. It's really powerful. Let's see what One Seed says. I'm looking to enhance my spiritual awareness. Been having a great time playing with myself and learning. Thank you for your guidance. Absolutely. If you're ready to go to the next step, I do personal teachings. We can go very deep into your spiritual growth and awareness. Feel free to visit the website, thepositivepineapple.org. There should be a link in the description. And thank you. Thank you for being here. And I love to be of assistance. Okay, so another benefit of diaphragmatic breathing is lowers heart rate and blood pressure. So regularly practicing deep breathing can lead to lower heart rate and blood pressure over time, contributing to heart health. And also heart rate variability is something they've been able to measure. Heart rate variability, how could I simplify that? It's your body's ability to know at what rate and pace to pump the heart based on the requirements of your body. So we're generally cut off neurologically from the heart. So a lot of people, unhealthy people, have a low heart rate variability. The intelligence of the heart is kind of numbed and the heart doesn't respond and beat in the proper way when it needs to. Like say, if you're getting ready, if you go run up the stairs real quick, your heart needs to jump into action to pump blood all over your body. But then when you stop running, your heart needs to slow down. Well, people with poor heart rate variability, they may have trouble getting their heart rate moving. So then they run out of breath really fast. They run out of energy really fast going up the stairs per se. And then when they get to the top of the stairs, they can't catch their breath because their heart's pounding, 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 and it can't slow down because there's no nervous system connection to tell it to do so. It's kind of muddied. So by increasing heart rate variability, this also leads to longevity. That's what they've seen. Heart rate variability, like this has been something been trained by, Buddhist monks and all kinds of things all over the world where yogis, where you've heard of people being able to slow themselves down enough to almost go into hibernation. It's almost like if they're dead, right? But they're still alive, but everything's slowed down. Imagine how healing that has to be for the body and its cells to be able to be in that slow flow and letting all that energy move through you. It's amazing work. But it definitely contributes to great health, overall health in the vascular system. And then another point is it improves respiratory and cardiovascular efficiency. Diaphragmatic breathing enhances the functioning of the lungs, allowing for more efficient oxygen exchange and stronger lung capacity. So yeah, it's just like any other part of you. If you're using it, if you're exercising it, what happens? It becomes stronger, more proficient, more efficient in how it moves energy. Okay, so there's definite improvement. I mean, from me doing the breath work, it's changed my life in this major way. And all my respiratory muscles and my ribs, everything just feels strong, like really strong. I remember early on in my practice when I really could start to breathe again after my disease started to clear, just how strong I felt from the inside out, from the rib cage out. Felt really amazing. Okay, reduces muscle tension. It helps relax tension in the body, as focusing on your breathing can detract attention from the area where you might be holding stress. So I also use it another way. I use it in the form of healing because breath is also light. It's frequency. I'll use it for you to breathe into wherever the tension is to separate it with the light. So for a lot of people, if I'm sitting with you and I become aware that you're having some emotional blockage in your solar plexus, your gut, where most people do, what I usually have you do is put your hands on your belly. And then what I have you do is begin to breathe slowly. And I'm telling you to breathe in as if you could saturate this place of heaviness with light. And most people, as they do that, starts to lighten them up. And then often what will happen is that emotion will rise and they'll be able to let it go. It might have a little cry come out, or sometimes it's a laugh, but it's really connecting. And that's how I use breath for healing in the body, is through intention of bringing light into different parts of your body and locking it in. Enhances emotional control. By regulating the nervous system, diaphragmatic breathing can help you gain control over your emotional state, reducing feelings like anxiety and anger. Absolutely, especially with elongated exhales. Here's another really good one I like. This one's called the physiological sigh. And this one has lots of science behind it. Dr. Andrew Huberman, tested this in his lab rigorously and had lots of beautiful results to come forward to show us how it can help us slow down and move ourselves into parasympathetic dominance, taking ourselves out of the fight or flight mode into the rest and digest mode. And what the model is based on is, if you ever, did you ever, like when you were a kid, or cry, or see a kid cry, they go more than, or did you ever see a dog go, that. So they broke it down into something called the physiological sigh, which I know it has other words too, like, there's no new form of breathing, but in the modern time, we're calling it the physiological sigh. So what that means is to do a double breath. So it's like 2 sniffs, long exhale, elongate the exhale. So the first sniff, I fill up my lungs. I fill it from the belly up. And then I do it in another quick blast. Just it pops those lungs. So first there's a insufflation, and then a major insufflation. Wow. And then, so you can feel all the energy moves up into your head. The pressure moves up into your head. So what's happening is it's like you're massaging also your insides. I add one more element to this. This is how I like to use the physiological sigh. Actually sigh. So, or hum. So by doing this kind of humming, what that's doing is that's improving nitric oxide production in the paranasal sinus. And nitric oxide is a naturally occurring odorless, tasteless, colorless gas that we produce within us. And what that does is it's a vasodilator. So you can start to use this kind of breath. Try this with me. Sniff, sniff, hum out. Remember to fill up your belly. And then that second breath should fill you up to like max. Feel the vibration. Take the vibration into your throat and into your head. Mm-hmm. Once more. There you go. So I feel super. Everything. My hands are really tingly, cold. Everything's really relaxed. Okay. Detoxifies the body. Now, here's one that most people don't know. Effective breathing aids in lymphatic drainage and promotes the elimination of toxins from the body. Okay. So think about that for a second. So when you're, like I was saying, you're moving the fluids of the body, you're moving the lymph and the blood and the cerebrospinal fluid. You're moving that water. Moving water is fresh water. It brings fresh energy. Stagnant water is dead energy. All right. So it's also important to move. See how my arms are moving? I'm just kind of doing something. I don't have a name for this. I'm sure there is one in some tradition. But the thing is you don't need to know the names. You have a body. Move your body. Move your body. Move your shoulders around. Move your spine. Move your head. Dance around every day. Breathe. You're getting all the fluid moving in the body. I like to do this outside, even though it's freezing cold, right? I'll go outside. I'll just take off my sweatshirt. I'll go outside and just my swim trunks, or, I might have like gym pants on, but I'll go outside. I try to expose as much skin as possible. And even though it's freezing cold, one, that's really good for you. Taking in, allowing yourself to just be calm in the cold and move and breathe. So you're taking in the cold, you're grounding yourself to the earth. It's a little too cold. I haven't been outside last couple of days without shoes because it's like right around, sub 10 degrees. A little warmer today. I think it's 20 degrees today, which feels warm. I was out this morning for a second. But, breathing is very, very important for moving fluid. That's my primary goal for it, okay? Moving fluid. And why? Because if you can move enough blood, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid into the brain, it begins to heal the brain. Because what did I say? Moving fluid is energy. It's life. It's health. If I can bring health into my energy system, into my brain through my breath, ta-da, that's how I really healed myself. People get confused. They think, oh, you had terminal lung disease and you started doing breath work and that the breath work healed your lungs. I'm sure it didn't hurt, but that's not the primary thing that happened. The primary thing that happened is through my breath started to heal and turn on my nervous system. It started to open me up, and then my spiritual awareness became more so because I have a more sensitive nervous system now. And I continue to work with that. It's a neurological sensitivity in which we're able to connect to the living energy around us. It's like tuning an instrument. It's like tuning the strings on a guitar. And there's no end to that. Kara, personally have found that breath work works better than a pill for my migraines. Yep, that's the thing. Most people, and so, I'm a healer, so I work with people all over the world. And one of the primary things that come to me is women with headaches. That's a very common thing for people to have headaches. Now, what have we trained ourselves to do? So when we have a headache, when we have a migraine, what's the first thing we do is we try to escape it. We try to find a way to make it go away. We try to find a pill, maybe some breath work, something, because what we're trying to do is alleviate the symptoms. All right. So that is relief. Relief is good, but relief is not healing. For most people that have recurring migraines and headaches, it comes down to unresolved emotional data. The headache shows up because it's a symptom showing you that an internal change needs to be made. And when that internal change is not made, usually just due to we don't know how or we're resistant to it, the symptoms increase or continue or repeat themselves. We recycle our experiences until that proper internal change is made. And often, a first step to that is your breathing, because you're oxygenating your brain. 9 out of 10 headaches are occurring due to lack of oxygen, hypoxia in the brain. There's plenty of research to show this. Why is that happening? Because we're spending our time overthinking in our heads in sympathetic dominance, in the fight or flight mode all the time. In the fight or flight mode, you will not be breathing with your diaphragm. You'll be breathing with your chest, usually shallow, usually with an open mouth, because you're ready to fight danger, right? Some people like being here because this feels normal to them. When they don't feel this way, they feel a little afraid they don't know who they are. They think that's who they are. Okay. So breathing into the being, opening up this being is what happens as we begin to breathe. And then you're sending again blood, lymph, cerebral spinal fluid into the brain. Very helpful. Another thing that's wildly helpful for migraines, chronic migraines, and chronic headaches is cold water exposure. Now, for migraine sufferers, this is usually counterintuitive and scares the crap out of them, because when I used to have migraine headaches, going out in the cold and that cold air would go up in my sinus and into my head, it would make my headache much worse, is what that would do. But I'm not telling you to go outside and sniff the cold air. I'm telling you to take a cold shower is what you're going to do. And when I started taking cold showers, my chronic headaches went away in a big way, really quick. Because what you're doing is you're training the vascular system. That's another issue for headaches, is lack of flow of fluid. So if you're doing some breath, you do a few minutes of breath and then get in a cold shower, you're setting yourself up for a perfect space for neurological and vascular kind of healing. Very, very powerful work. Kara says ice cap and breathing through it here and working of the emotional work brings up a lot of the symptoms. Yes, still working on breathing during the work and not just after. Well, I'm here to help. You're in the right place. Your soul has led you here on purpose. I am a teacher, and that's what I do. I'm very helpful at helping people develop practices and ceremonies to themselves to really bring in healing. Because what we can't do is we can't do it all ourselves, because our self is everyone. Okay. There's no separation. So all of us need some guidance. I too visit healers. I'm a very proficient, very powerful healer, yet I still need healing. I need healing too. So I work with other healers. I like to be worked on. I need that. We all need that. Energy arranging, energy kind of weaving. Very, very powerful. Where was I? I was talking about detoxifies the body. So your breathing can detoxify your body because you're moving your lymph. Your lymph, if you don't know what lymph is, it's your first primary step in your body's immune function. So do you ever get like a scratch and it doesn't really bleed, but it kind of oozes? That's lymph. That's what that is. That's the fluid in the body, and it has more white blood cells than any other parts of the being. Let's see. Improves core muscle stability. I was talking about this a couple minutes ago. Regularly engaging the diaphragm helps strengthen and stabilize core muscles, which can improve posture, reduce risk of back injuries. Okay, I totally agree to that. It does totally improve core muscle stability. Like I'd like to sometimes just put my hands on my obliques on my side ab muscles and then sometimes I'll move around and bring energy to different places. That's more of a workout kind of breathing. And it'll get to burning and it feels good, but it's different than doing sit-ups or crunches. It feels like it's from the inside to the outside. Back when I was big into powerlifting, that was something that was scary to me, as I was afraid I was going to have a hernia or something from lifting so heavy. But now when I do sometimes lift heavy. And when I do, I don't have any fear at all. My core from the inside out feels amazingly strong. Okay, so practicing diaphragmatic breathing is simple and can be done anywhere, making it a highly accessible tool for improving both mental and physical well-being. And I'll go even deeper. It's great for your spiritual work. Using certain breath patterns alters your state and opens you up, because this whole idea is moving out of the beta brainwave rate and into a theta brainwave rate, and deeper, maybe into a delta, maybe alpha. So that's the whole idea with your breathing, is to use it first to calm yourself, and then you're asking health to come into your body. So your practice is really important. Spend some time every day practicing, but even deeper, how often can you become aware of your breath? What if I just tell you right now, become aware of your breath? Don't do anything with it. Just notice it. Notice how it feels, where it goes. You're just observing your normal breath. See how that feels when you're paying attention to your breath? And now you can give it more attention. You make your breath deeper. You can do this while you're at a red light, in line at the store. Stop and smell the roses. What do you think that means? Sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses. That means sometimes you got to just stop and be in the moment. Do that as much as you can. This will greatly reduce your stress in your life because most of your stress has nothing to do with your actual reality. It has to do with your thoughts. And if you can begin to move away from that form of incessant thinking that's always trying to control an outcome, you're going to be a lot happier person because you're going to be living in the eternal present moment. And that's where your true freedom is in the now. Engage in a conversation with someone today. And when you engage in this conversation, what I want you to do is I want you to only be focused on your breath and listening. You're listening. It's as if your breath could listen. I like to sometimes when I'm sitting with someone and they're talking, they're telling me their story, that's how I tap into their energy field often is I breathe in the energy. Training you to be in a space of deep listening, active listening. It's very powerful. Try that out. Greta says, next week I'm doing aerial yoga for the first time. Good luck. That stuff looks really difficult yet fun. Mary loves that. She likes to flip around in the sky. It's really good. Well, there is a breathwork group tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I invite you to come in there, bring some people with you. We're just going to go ham. We're going to breathe and do a little bit of self-talk work, some self-affirmation. Those are things I like to put together because the breathing is so powerful at creating a potential for neuroplasticity. It's a great time to send in new program, new words, new information. Rewiring the brain, right? That's what my whole practice is based around, is rewiring your mind and your neurology to work for you, working with your mind. Your mindset is the primary thing that's going to determine how your life is, your mindset, how you're paying attention to your reality. If you're finding yourself struggling with certain things, it's okay. And if you need help, reach out. Hey, good day, all from sunny and very hot Cape Town, South Africa. Welcome. South Africa. I love when people from around the world show up. It's so fun. It's great to be here. Thank you. Mazanzi. Thank you. So tonight there is the online event. So come check that out. Let's see. We had a beautiful event this week at Trippy Hippie out in Amherst. That was Tuesday. Saturday, I'm going to be doing a public speaking at Harmonic Journeys, talking about holistic health and healing. So I'll be there between 1:30 and 2:30 for the speech, but we also probably show up. We didn't do a vendor table this year. What we're going to do is we're going to walk around and mix and mingle with everybody else. So we'll be there. So I look forward to seeing you. That's going to be Harmonic Journeys Holistic Fair at West Shore Unitarian Church in Rocky River, Saturday the 20th. We're also going to be Thursday at Sacred Waters, North Olmsted, for a full moon ceremony. I love the full moon ceremonies. Those are going to be great. Saturday, ice bath. That's Saturday the 27th. So not this coming Saturday, the next Saturday. Ice bath mini retreat, Old Brooklyn Nutrition. All right. More events are coming soon. So check us out on Eventbrite and our website at depositpineapple.org. And then I have the 3 primary classes I'm doing online. They're going to be at different days at different times, I think. So you have to keep an eye on those by either watching one of our social media pages, our website. And I think the most beneficial is Eventbrite. All of our events are on Eventbrite, and you can get access to those things, and you'll know what's going on. But I'm doing 3 classes a week. One is meditation. So 3 group training classes, workshops. Meditation. So you want to come in, we're going to work on the deep facets of meditation. They've been fantastic. These groups have been awesome. And then manifestation, we'll work in manifestation. I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite class to work in, is manifestation. And then the third is the one that we're having tonight. That's breath work and neuro respiratory therapy. That's another way to put it. Neuro respiratory therapy. This is something I'm developing using neurological training and respiratory training, bring them together to create neuro-respiratory type therapies. So a lot of that has to do with your awareness, your breath, and your self-talk. So I go into that in the classes. We use it. We use the breath. The whole idea is to create healing through the breath. And whatever else comes up. I am an intuitive, so I don't stick to a script. Okay. Like if you bring in energy or someone shows up and they need healing, we're probably going to work with that. It's probably what's going to show up. Whatever, spirit guides me to work with, so I will. And so it is. I think that's it. I want to thank you all so much for being here this morning. If you can, please, I really need your help. We need your help. We want to continue this mission. So please help support our mission of healing. If you like what we're doing and you want us to continue and bring you quality content like we strive to do, and all kinds of things that are here. This is free. I'm doing this out of the love of my heart. I'm just asking that you make a donation. If you've gotten something out of this information, if you're getting something from being in this energy, I need you to reciprocate. Okay? Give with the energy you wish to receive. It's amazing how it works. By giving, it opens you to receive. It puts you in divine reciprocity. And I want to thank you for your generous donations. I'm here to give to you. I ask you just to give a little bit back. I love you all so much. All right, everybody, I'm going to remind you, breathe and be love. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. It's a beautiful Thursday. Breathe and be love, friends. Breathe and be love, friends. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.